Barcelona 4 goals to nil. It was a lovely game to watch in the La Liga. In the EPL, Arsenal and Liverpool played at a draw, and Manchester United again lost their game again. Manchester United fans are, I hope one of our fans, I hope you ate for that game, because I'm feeling sorry for Manchester United fans. They are going through a lot. Imagine being a Nigerian and being a Manchester United fan at the same time. Okay, welcome guys. Welcome to Vote Sports on Vote 104.3 FM. My name is Godwin, and I'm here with my A team to discuss what happened throughout the weekend in the EPL, in the La Liga, the Clasico, and the beautiful games happened in the Serie A too. Juventus and Inter played at a 4-4 draw. It was a fantastic games everywhere. We're going to talking about that on the show. Welcome, Nonso. How are you?
I'm good. Good morning. It was a shocker weekend for me though, but it's all good. Welcome to the show, listener.
Good morning, John.
Yeah, good morning. Welcome to the show, crazy football fans. We are here again to, make you happy once more.
Okay, let's start with the EPL. Remember, guys, we are live on YouTube at Vote FM Sports. We are live on YouTube now at Vote FM Sports. So when you go there, drop your comments. I will be reading your comments live here in the studio. Okay, let's start with the EPL. Crazy games happen in the EPL on Saturdays, Sundays. I'll give you the fixtures and we'll talk about some of them, especially the Super Sundays. On Saturday is Brentford 4, Ipswich Town 3. Brighton played out a 2-2 draw with Wolves. Aston Villa 1, Bournemouth 1. It was whole of draws on Saturday. Everton 1, Fulham 1. Move on to Sunday, Super Sunday. Crystal Palace 1, Tottenham Hotspur 0. That was a surprising result for everyone.
That was the shock of the weekend.
Chelsea winning against Newcastle 2-1. West Ham 2, Manchester United 1. Sorry for Manchester United fans. And the last game of the weekend is Arsenal 2, Liverpool 2. Okay, let's talk about the Saturday game first. Let's start with the City. I didn't even mention the City game. The City won Southampton 0. I skipped that. City won that game on Saturday. That's only Big Six that played on Saturday. They won that game 1-0 against Southampton. Everybody was expecting a thrashing, but that game ended 1-0, John.
The Viking.
Haaland scored.
Yes, the Viking was on the score sheet, and all is right in the world. 3 points back at the top of the table. What else could you ask for? You can't ask for more.
John, this is not the energy I was expecting. This is not the energy I was expecting, because on Saturday it was going to be a blowout, a thrashing, a 4-0, anything short of 4-0.
Don't put words in my mouth, man.
That was
it was going to be a blowout.
A blowout. Simple. And a trash. And I said,
one goal is
not a blowout. I know he quote the quoting of
the
Viking.
And I said that the Viking was going to score.
You say hat trick.
The Viking was going to score, and it was going to be a blowout. Don't put words in my mouth, man.
Blowout.
Because you finally won Manchester United.
It's not that. Even the win, I tell you,
because you finally won Manchester United on Sunday.
Leave that win, Man United. I told you the two teams are struggling. I hope the other team does not make the other team look like a bet.
Found success, Manchester United now is giving everybody a moral boost, but it's fine.
Okay, that game ended 1-0. Haaland scored the only goal in that game.
When I told you that if Southampton don't start to put up a fight now, they might end up at the bottom of the table.
Bani, they lost.
If they lose, it's not about losing. See, when you talk about lose, sometimes I've told you this before, it's not about what you lose numbers. You can lose by 5-0, but if you don't put up a fight against the bigger side, you continue to lose even against the smaller side. So against Man City, you saw the Southampton team come out to play football. You saw the defense line playing all the best they could to stop Haaland. You saw everybody on their toes 2-4-7, throughout the game, throughout the 90 minutes. You saw them putting up a fight. And if they continue like this, tell me they're not going to win the next 3 of their 4 matches.
Well, it wasn't even looking like they were going to score against City.
It wasn't lose. It didn't look like. It didn't look like.
Let's not come here and paint in canvas that these guys were fighting tooth and nail. But at the end of the day, City had more wasted chances that weren't converted. It would have been a 7-0 if they had converted better. But then at the end of the day, fight or no fight, it no reflects on the stats. It no reflects on the stats.
City win by 1 goal.
Simple.
City miss their chances. The goalkeeper is not fantastic. The defense line is not that okay because City missed their chances. Now it's City that missed their chances. You give the defense their credit, give the goalkeeper his credit.
Baba, if Baz save ball, you go give goalkeeper credit.
He made couple of saves.
Then they give goalkeeper credit for bar. Answer me now.
See, when defenders no work,
then they give goalkeeper credit for bar. Yes,
you
or
hit
no?
bar, not be my fault now. Now defender pressure you to hit bar.
You say goalkeeper defender, this one, that one. I don't understand you.
I think the goalkeeper made about 3 or 4 couple of saves that kept them in the game. If you understand, it's not. We don't talk about
kept them in the game to end up losing.
See,
but
he kept them in the game. If he hadn't made those saves, it could have been 3-0. If the defenders hadn't done their work, it would have been 7 or 9 perhaps. They did their work, they did their homework, they defended well, they played a good football. It's just the way it is. They put up a fight. Losing is Man City. Even Arsenal self managed draw.
Okay, that game ended 1-0 for Haaland. Haaland scoring the goal. I think it's been a while he has scored in the Premier League. He scored that goal to give that City a 1-0 in that game. Okay, let's move over to the Super Sunday. Or should we talk? Okay, let's talk about some of the games that happened on Saturday. Wolves and Brighton played out a draw. Brighton has been a team that I really love in this team, and they have been getting results, but they couldn't beat this Wolves side. Wolves fought and got 3 points, got 1 point in that game. What do you make of that game on Saturday? 2-2 Wolves. Wolves have been losing games. They have been conceding goal and they conceded 2 again, but at least they got a draw in this game now.
Now it was a good fight. I think they came out too well to play against Brighton. They got a couple of chances missed. They could have won that game because in the first half they were playing all attack. They don't want to defend and sit deep and say let's defend, and they don't want to conserve against what's called Brighton. They came out to play Brighton the football. That's why they say middle table team meet middle table team. When you follow middle table team, it go wake up. So I think they were awake in that game. They missed a couple of chances, and I'm sorry to say this, but the chances, if you keep missing your chances, it will end up biting you. And they during that game was like a lose for them.
John, against Aston Villa and Bournemouth, that game ended 1-1. Villa, I think that win against Arsenal for Bournemouth are giving them this boost for them to fight in this Premier League. Now they went away to Aston Villa. Aston Villa is now one of the big boys in the Premier League, but they went there and got a draw, which is I think is good for them.
Yeah, a draw, but for me, Aston Villa should have been winning. You have a goal disallowed due to VAR. That's one. Then you go out there and you are not able to convert most of your chances. If you just take a look at the stats, it tells you all you need to see. You have 8 shots on target, 5 off, and 5 blocked. They had a lot of firepower, but it wasn't clicking. And you have to give credit to the Bournemouth goalkeeper and the Bournemouth defense. But at a certain point in time, you start asking yourself, should you have sharper tools in the toolbox to get the job done? Because this is a game you should be winning comfortably to set yourself up for a higher finish in the league. But a point nonetheless, and they need to go back to the drawing board.
Okay, now so if you go to the next game that happened on Saturday, it will be scored for Fulham in the 61st minute, but they considered the last minute goal from Everton to draw that game 1-1.
Beto, I think he was perfectly poised, well positioned. The cross came in and it was a loose ball, and the other player had to cross it back in again. And you see that the way they played, you see that they don't. I think Sean Dice is bringing this mentality of we'll never say die till the end of the game. They've lost a couple of games recently where they were leading and they end up losing that game. But yesterday they put up a fight in the very last minute of the game. It tells you that once you get a result against an informed side, it awakens the whole team's mentality of getting results against every other person. And I think them going into this game yesterday against Fulham and getting that result was one of those ways to shut down the gap between them and the top 10.
Okay, John, another game that was interesting is Brentford 4, Ipswich Town 3, and that game, Mbeumo scored in the 96th minute to win that game. It was about 3-3 until he scored that final goal to give. It was an interesting game.
Yes, 7-goal thriller. It was, yeah, a 7-goal thriller. The away side got on the score sheet earlier than the home team.
Actually, they scored 2 first.
Yes.
And Brentford equalized 2-2 and moved to 3-2. Then they equalized to Ipswich Town scored another goal, making it 3-3. But at the end of the game, Mbeumo scored another one to make it 4-3.
First and foremost, I want to say credit to Wisha. Wisha was able to get in on the scores. Very good goal from him. And then, we keep saying it. You just can't come into games and then you wake up in the 31st minute or the 35th minute and then you start trying to work your way back up a hill. But credit to Ipswich for attacking. Ipswich didn't consider the fact that they were away from home. They made the Brentford Stadium their home. They attacked early, got the goals early. I felt maybe towards the ending of the first half, they took the legs of the break of the pedal accelerator a bit, and
I think they got a record at the end of the game for them to defend with 10 men about the last 10 minutes of the game plus the extra time, and they considered that last minute goal. It was a hard break for them because I think that they are going back to relegation.
This is look at the way they fight. I look at them as a team that came into the Premier League. Like I think Vincent Kompany's Burnley last season did the same thing, but we're not scoring their goals. But Ipswich Town, on the other hand, they score their goals. Every match you see them play, they get at least 1 or 2 goals. Yeah, even if they're going to lose the match, let us score our goals and redeem ourselves. So they'll say, we played against this big team and we scored. You get, it's one of those things you say you fight. Then if you manage to defend well, you could go on with to win. And I think they've had a couple of goals in this season and they've done well so far.
For me, of all the teams that were promoted into the Premier League, it's Ipswich I would like to see survive this season and just to see what they'll become.
Ahead of Leicester and Southampton.
Yeah,
I think they are trying to attack. Okay, let's move on to Super Sunday. The games happen in the Super Sunday. That's where we are going to dwell on a little bit. That game on Sunday. Let's start with the early kickoff. Crystal Palace getting that win against Spurs. Remember, our Angus is saying that he wins trophy in the second season. Obviously, it's not going to be the Premier League. It probably might be other cups that is
Carabao
Cup there.
FA Cup there.
But they lost that game against Crystal Palace, 1-0. What do you make of that? They consider that good. They attacked. They tried to attack, and they couldn't score a goal. But one incident in that game is that the last man, I think, is what was that fast guy?
Van der
Geet. The same thing Saliba did. He put that in the striker, and he was given a yellow card offense. The same thing Saliba got a red card from.
Tosin got a yellow card.
So Tosin got a yellow card in this game again. He got a yellow card for pulling him down. He was clear on goal, and he pulled him down, and he got a yellow card because he was almost at the halfway line. But they didn't give a red card. But why did they give Saliba a red card? So this is what the problem the referees are causing the Premier League. The debate keeps going on and on. But in that game, they actually tried and got a one goal nil against Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah. You have to give them kudos. Kudos also to the top man up front there. You're talking about Mateta for getting in on the goals. I think, when we talk about regulation and the way the game is being managed, it still comes down to referees' discretion. And, no 2 referees are the same.
But the rules are the rules.
The rules are the rules, but the rules are there to be interpreted, and the referee is the final arbiter in the match. So no two decisions are the same, no 2 incidents are the same, even though it's the same offense being committed. This is where the context of the law comes into play, and in this scenario, the referee felt, given his better judgment, that it was a yellow card, and he booked a yellow card. So these are the things we'll still keep seeing until maybe there's a final ruling or we have these yellow cards overturned into red by the PGMOL. But until that happens, it continues, and then we just try to take the best.
This is inconsistency.
Exactly.
At the referee's end.
Yeah.
The rule is the rule. Viewers' discretion, advice or not, the rule is the rule. Player clear cut on goal, defender pull down, red card offense. He's disrupting his ability to score goals unless the person you are running against. The only way you can tell me now is, okay, maybe you are ahead of the player, you get, and you foul him. Once he's ahead of you and you foul him, is a red card offense. He did book. You get.
I think it's the distance they're always measuring.
No matter the distance, because if you even look at the distance, you could see that even Van der Ven is as fast enough to stop him and close down the gap.
The same thing we are talking about. Saliba is going to actually catch the other guy.
Maybe. We don't know. But this is inconsistency. Against Tosin, we know Tosin is fast. And he got a yellow card. So it is inconsistency. Let the rule state that this is what will happen. Viewers' discretion is allowed. The referee can decide on what to decide.
In
the rule book, it doesn't say the referee will choose from his own personal opinion on what to.
Oh, yeah, go and find the referee now.
It's not about go and find the referee.
No, now let's go and find the referee.
Because, see, when it happened to Arsenal, everybody talk about that. Until it happened to your team, you no go know. Say it dey pain. And they talk before, it go touch everybody. Until it happen to you, you no go know say it dey pain.
The question isn't whether it dey pain. Do you want the emotion or do you want progress? If you want progress, on to the next. If you want to wallow in your pain, start crying from now to tomorrow. It doesn't affect change. The bottom line is the law, but at the end of the day, the final arbiter, the judge, the lawyers, or whoever in this scenario, that's the referee, he gets to interpret the law. And if he's wrong, then the PGMOL should come out and make a statement. If that hasn't happened, moving on.
The last week incident on 3 occasions, and it was not just the Tosi own and Saliba's own last week. I think there was another one. I think it was the Brighton's game as well. PGMO made a statement and they locked the comments because they don't want your opinion. If you don't know, go and check their social media handle. They made a statement about it and the comment section was locked last weekend. This week, if they make a statement again, it's useless because people will not really look into the statement because they'll still lock the comment section, so your opinion will not be valid.
So in this scenario now, since it's paining you, go and start a this thing online that people should sign your petition so that PGMOL will address the issue. Go and start
I
it.
think
you go touch your club too. You go feel am. No, see, you go touch your club too. You go feel am because last season I remember many matches where handballs were happened and the referee overlooked it. Different handball scenarios, and it came up in the media again. Like, what is wrong with the referee? Is handball not handball?
I think they have arranged that handball. They have to be deliberate now. Not everybody that touches
yes.
That one is clear. Everybody is clear. Everybody is clear
like this.
So everybody is clear about that one. If you notice, how many handballs are they giving this thing for penalty? If you notice that, but this particular matter that happened yesterday is going to be a debate that is going. How you interpret the law matters. Okay, we have comments here on our YouTube. Remember, guys, we are live on YouTube at Vote FM Sports, and we have a whole lot of comment about that incident that happened with that yellow card that was given in that sports game and Crystal Palace game. So everybody's having their opinion. So let me read some of the opinions on our YouTube. And like let's be saying, City used Southampton for training. Though there were no downpour of goals, we still got the 3 points we deserved.
Simple and short. QED.
Okay, no be this energy una carry come on Saturday.
QED.
Okay, one goal against Southampton, no be wetin una expect. Make una dey talk truth. As Man you lose now, we know wetin dem dey expect.
Okay, and like let's be is also saying the left back for Fulham was weak and feeble to enable that cross because he could have blocked the cross. He dodged. He felt back for that goal. At least he dodged that ball. The cross came in. Instead of him to put his body, he was actually didn't put his body well. Okay, Samuel Johnson, welcome to the show. And to be welcome to the show. Emmanuel, I can see you. Welcome to the show. So Emmanuel Johnson is saying, "Good morning, guys. Please, I don't know what is wrong with my manager Arteta. I don't know where he kept all. I don't know why he keeps on setting the team up for defend. I don't know why he defended a lot this season.
Because there are no midfielders to attack."
And Emmanuel Okitibi saying, "John is just speaking grammar. We have seen the same thing 4 times already, and only one got a red card. Is that a conspiracy against Arsenal?" Samuel Johnson is saying, "John, Saliba was given a yellow card until Webb made that call from the stand to the VAR room. English knows what they are doing." Okay.
The bottom line is our Webb is not welcome into any other stadium.
Now I'm be chief now. I'm be PGMOL chief.
Emmanuel Okitibi is saying rules is bigger than the opinion of the referee. It keeps happening to the same thing. That is to Arsenal. But if you look at that goals, the red card, that Man City red card. Trust our God for kicking the ball away. Other players have been kicking the ball away, and
they get yellow card. It go touch everybody. I don't tell you.
So that's why they are talking about this conspiracy against Arsenal. But Anekletu Obi is also saying, "I'm happy for Crystal Palace. The truth is, if it were the Crystal Palace defender, it would be a red card.
Definitely.
EPL is inconsistent and extremely corrupt. They target a team for victim and press on small teams. Okay, the thing about conspiracy, that even if there's a conspiracy or there is corruption, you cannot actually detect it, because I don't know. Sometimes I think this particular thing happened in Italy, in Syria at some point, where teams like Juventus and we are docking points, they were paying referees, and some referees were sacked. Some referee boards actually resigned because of this corruption thing. It might be happening in EPL and nobody will know.
Was actually relegated too because of that. So
okay, let's move on to the next game. On Sunday. Okay, let's talk about the West Ham game and Manchester United game. Manchester United make una no vex. So if you won't cry, like yesterday, it happened, cry. But today is Monday, go and hustle. Oh. These people, they have been paid money for playing, losing yesterday. Credit alert don't drop for their account, so maybe you can go hustle for your own food. But that game ended 2-1. Look at the first half was when I was seeing that game, I was surprised because the amount of chances that Manchester United wasted was. I can't count them. It was more than 5. I can remember this one that I was sleeping and it was playing in my head. That Dalot miss, just empty post, just tapping the ball and he skied it.
Similar with what Garnacho missed against Fulham in the
Like
first game.
I couldn't believe it. Like it was an empty post. It started making me feel that probably these people are playing against the Hag. They don't want the Hag to continue. That's why I'm still, because they were meeting open chances and they were not even. They were just careless. So what do you make of that game? In the second half, the coach Lopetegui made a tactical change and got a 3-man to the game, and they got that 2-1 win against Manchester United.
You know, for me, I feel like I keep saying it and it just keeps coming again and again and again. Like, you know, at the end of the day, there are only two constants in this Manchester United, and those two constants are the manager per time and the players per time. And if there's a disconnect, we see these things happen. Now, I'm going to say it, and I don't know, maybe you may not like what I'm going to say, but the fact is that at a certain point in time, as a manager, you have to take the full blame for everything that is going on, because you are the one that requested for these players. You've gotten your players in. Why are they not playing for you? That's a totally different question altogether. And then secondly, you Eric Ten Hag caught me as a manager who is trying to please everybody to his own detriment, because at the end of the day, he's the one that is going to be let out of the job. And at the end of the day, these people are on contract, and Manchester United is not ready to terminate Rashford's contract or any of the other players' contract anytime soon, unless there's a, you know, commensurate offer to their value, and then they will take that deal and then swap the player out of the club. But until that happens, you are the one that is going to have to make the best out of this team. Marcus Rashford has been at Manchester United countless years right now, season after season, scoring 20, scoring 25, scoring 15, scoring 17, and then this season, all of a sudden, out of the blue, maybe to not trigger his Gen Z nature or to deal with his mental health, you stop playing him in his natural position as a striker, and every other person played in that position has a worse conversion rate to Marcus Rashford. How do you let that happen? You're looking for a goal to get a win in that match, and the only person that can give you the ball has been relegated to crossing the ball in for others. And you need to have a conversation with that player, because he's on the biggest paycheck at Manchester United, and coming into the game to come and create assists is not what he's brought in for.
Okay, no. So before you talk about your team, because it's West Ham, I remember Nonso is supporting West Ham, so I don't know how that happened. But whenever I look at him and he said he's cheering for West Ham, okay, probably I don't know. His village people have touched him. But if you look at that game, let's talk about Manchester United before you talk about your team. In 9 games this season for Manchester United, they have 11 points. And they are -3 goal difference.
Yes.
So they are not even scoring goals. They have scored only 8 goals and considered 11. So what do you make of Ten Hag? Because I won't say you are supporting him, but you have been actually campaigning for him. Like,
he's your fave,
as Nigerian politician. You know, I like the way he campaigns for. Like, you know, Nigerian politicians, when they campaign, when they do this their campaign, once the election is about to start, you'll be surprised that these people are this intelligent. But you have been campaigning for him. But what do you make of this? Even though that this team missed a lot of chances, I think I will blame the team more for this loss than Ten Hag. But -3 goal difference in the Premier League. Come on, this is Manchester United.
You saw a couple of chances go begging in the first half. I don't even know, as you call Man United, you call my name now. You just make me the verse, but it's fine. You see Man United create chances. You see them go ahead, create chances, open net. They don't score the chances. Kudos to Fabianski. He made some credible saves in this game. Kudos to him. Good game for him so far. He was up on his toes all through, making some saves. But I believe Man United could have created more chance or could have scored more of the goals that they created. Since the beginning of this season, you've seen them create chances against Fulham.
Creation of chances is not their problem.
Against Fulham, it could have been 4-0. Garnacho missed a sitter in the end of the game. Against Liverpool, it could have been a draw. Zeski missed a hat-trick. Again, if you keep calling the names of teams that they could have won and they lost, they end up losing. You ask yourself, if they bury these chances, they would have won these games. And I keep saying this: creating chances is not enough. If you don't bury your chances, it will come back to bite you. And last night it came back to bite them, because after the first half change, after the 3 changes in halftime, the game all changed. It was now counter attack galore. Anytime Man United comes out to play football, we hit on the break, and that's why they had more counter attack against Man United than any other team. You get, so I'm looking at Ten Hag now. I'm like, okay, fine. We know your tactics comes with the flaw. Now, can we change it? We know before now, we've known that Rashford has always been playing from the flank, though he scores the goals. He's not an out and out striker, because before now that he was even scoring the goals, there was at some point there was a Cavani in the team, there was a Lukaku in the team, there was a Zlatan Ibrahimovic, there was a Ronaldo. Yet he keeps getting on the score sheet. He keeps scoring some of those goals because he runs behind the defense. Now, for Ten Hag, if he's going to run behind the defense, let him try and take his shot. The last game again, I think it was when he traveled to Turkey.
Yes.
He took his shot and he missed his chances. He crossed some of the balls in, and he was having the fun of his life. Was having the best game of his life. You took him out. Yesterday night again, he did the same thing. He was having the game of his life, though he wasn't scoring the goals. He was having the game of his life, getting past defenders, and you take him off.
Okay, talk about your team. Your team won that game 2 goals to 1. I know you are happy. All this thing you are talking about.
No,
You are just happy.
See, at the end of the day,
See, you take away sentiment. No, you talk about Man United the way they
But your
play.
team was dreadful in the first half.
When you go counter, you don't set up for counter attack, and you're playing. I always complain about this thing. You're playing an attacking midfielder in Carlos Sola, who cannot score you 15 goals a season, who cannot get you 15 assists a season.
who is the better player you have in that side that can score you in that position now?
In the attacking midfield position.
In just that position now, in the 10th position.
But they have to move Paqueta forward to the wings. That's why I probably have to. Kudus is on record.
Sola was playing in that position from the wings. Paqueta was still playing in midfield, and he asked me who in that position can play better. Thomas Sunche can play better. I'm not even talking about Paqueta.
But you're playing him alongside this man in
Look at the game now. You start the game with Guido Rodriguez. I've said this before. Guido Rodriguez and Sunche could have been a good combination. But you play Guido Rodriguez and what's it called? Alvarez. You get it's in Alvarez in midfield. Good combination as well. But in the second half, look at they started Guido and Alvarez and Paqueta, Sola in front. So they were playing. For me, they were playing like a 4-man midfield. A 4-man midfield. That was what they were playing. Jarrod Bowen and Antonio up front. It was good game for them. But in the second halftime, you make a sub. You take out what's it called? Paqueta, Sola, and Mavropanos. You saw that we didn't consider a goal in the first half because Mavropanos was available.
They missed chances. These two different things.
It's not about missed chances.
If they scored all their chances. Okay,
Mavropanos.
They have to hit the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Yes.
3 minutes. I can remember they have to hit the bar. I think he missed another chance, one-on-one chance. He shot wide.
Mm-hmm.
There's a corner kick that they hit the bar too.
Corner
Then-
kick, you know, go
then-
can't set piece
Then
from open
then-
play.
Then Dalot missed. What are you saying?
From open play, Mavropanos na key man. You know, you get person go there for defense. You go dey fear to take your chance because if he kill you, if he crucify you for that position, it's not like the rest of them. I think, and when they brought him in, look at the way they scored. Look at the way Man United scored the goal against them. It was something Mavropanos could have defended. We're talking about the chances Man United missed while he was available. What about the ones he cleared out? What about the balls he cleared, the tackles he won when he was there?
John, what do you make of Ten Hag?
So
Do you
for me,
think
it
that
was a
Ten
good
Hag-
midfield.
Because you think that Ten Hag should stay, because if you look at Manchester United fans, they are just tired. They are tired of Ten Hag. They are tired of their team because they can't even go in a game now and they are 100% sure that they can get something out of that.
And that's a problem. That's a problem. For me, my problem with Ten Hag is that one, he's too complacent. You go into that game, fine. You score the early goal, they equalize, and you're okay and settling for a draw in that match. Alex Ferguson will never settle for a draw. That's one. Two, you have players that are not performing well, and you're okay just keeping them around and doing that. After that match yesterday, Alex Ferguson will take those boys to the training field and they will run shooting and accuracy drills till they are tired, and then they can now go home.
Okay, that game ended 2-1 in favor of West Ham. West Ham got that. I won't say deserving, but that win against Manchester United, 2-1. Let's move on to the next game. Is Chelsea. Chelsea won that game, and Palmer was the star man. They won that game 2-1 against Newcastle. That first goal, that is the way he set up Neto for that first goal. That crossfield. I don't know that kind of pass, but it was a good pass from Palmer to Neto, then Neto to Jackson to score that first goal. But good game all round.
Well, it
Good
was
game
a good
all
game
round,
for
yeah.
Chelsea. The pass normally is what everybody does, but we don't see them. We don't sing them praises. KDB looks up and he's seeing somebody running at the flanks and he's sending a cross strong to what's it called, Doku or anybody on the side, and that person is giving Haaland the assist or perhaps he's getting the assist on himself. So good chances created. I think Palmer created enough chance to get Chelsea the win.
Before we continue with the Chelsea game, I have commented about the Manchester United game. Emmanuel Okitipi is saying, Man, you have players, but coach does not know what to do and how to set up the team. The guys don't want Ten Hag. I think it's obvious. And like
Straight up.
Letis Obi is saying, I also said it that these guys are no longer willing to play for Ten Hag. They created chances to show how good they are, but somehow carelessly they kick the ball wide for no good explainable reason. Like that Dalot only was. I think he intentionally kicked that ball away, and the way he ran back with that, sometimes you miss the ball.
He
knelt down, no,
he showed remorse now,
He
but the
just
game
ran
will
back.
continue. He showed remorse. He knelt down, put his hand on his head, stood up, and ran back to his position. It's normal.
Okay, John. Let's stay with the Chelsea game. Chelsea winning that game two goals to one. Maresca is he cooking? I think he will cook. That's will finish. He can buy another one and continue cooking.
All these your conspiracy theories. You guys should not knock Enzo Maresca. He's doing fantastically well at Chelsea. He's still working and refining his process as he's building. But Chelsea have a system Manchester United fans will kill to have right now, and that says a lot about Enzo Maresca. Putting things in perspective, this is just his first season in charge. He's barely how many games in, and he's getting the results he's getting. I think no doubt you should give the man his flowers. I think Chelsea are a better side when they play and build around Palmer than any other entity in the
It's
side.
common sense.
It's common sense, but we still see games where he's made to feel like a pit part player in the side. We shouldn't be.
You love them sometimes. Your opponent coach can instruct you to mark Palmer and mark him out of the game, which is possible. Truth that no matter how good you are, you have off games. Even Messi, when he was at his peak, used to have off games once in a while. But no, so if you look at that game generally, Eddie Howe has been building gradually, but he lost that game against Chelsea.
Now, good game for the Newcastle. Good game for them. I think it was just the last-minute kick of that game that got Chelsea the win, or perhaps let's say the eighth. What's it called? Starting into the second half. I think Newcastle came into the second half not prepared. You get, and the early kick, as in that goal, just got
2 minutes after the second half.
After the restart, 2 minutes after the restart, they were still trying to find their mojo. They were still trying to find their flow, and they considered that goal, and they came back fighting against Chelsea. Now you could look at everybody will say Chelsea won. That's all that matters. Chelsea won the game, but look at the fighting spirit in Newcastle. They kept on pressing, they kept on creating, they kept on moving and fighting for their own score, for their own goal until the end of the game. They didn't allow Chelsea pressure them till the end of the game. They didn't allow Chelsea come at them and say, okay, fine, since we're already leading, we have a way of coming at you on the counter attack. They didn't allow Chelsea enjoy that counter attacking football. They pressed until the end of the game and they didn't get the equalizer. That was just all that mattered.
Okay, that game ended 2-1 in favor of Chelsea. So let's move on to the last game of the weekend. The biggest game of the weekend is Arsenal 2, Liverpool 2. If you look at that game, Merino scored his first goal, but the first goal was interesting. The way Saka scored that first goal, he almost killed Robertson with that cutback, and he shot that ball in the near post.
Highlight reel.
And it was a good goal for him. But that game ended 2-2. Salah equalized, and Arsenal went in front with Merino with that free kick from Rice. Then again, that Van Dijk equalized, then Salah scored in the 80th minute to make that game 2-2.
Now everybody's talking about the highlight reel for Saka. Now nobody's talking about the goalkeeper Kelleher what he did to my guy when he sat him down on the floor and moved the ball to the midfield. Nobody's talking about what my goalkeeper did to Arsenal strikers, but it's fine. But look at that game now. It's this man's first season. His first goalkeeper is down, and so nobody will sit here and say Arsenal had injury crisis, because even Liverpool had injury crisis, because if Alisson was around, maybe they might have get a clean sheet. We don't know, but it was a good game for them. First match in the Premier League and first big game in the Premier League against Moscow Arsenal, and you're fighting for the whole 3 points. Though you settled for a draw, though the match ended for a draw, not because anybody wanted to settle for a draw, but because both teams didn't have an option or didn't have they exhausted the option of fighting all the weapon. In short, all the weapon in the Arsenal as finished, I was exhausted, so they had to just settle for a draw. But it was a good game totally. It was a fantastic game to see. Everybody coming at each other, truth for truth, fire for fire, match blow for blow. It was, you could sit down and you could see that the game was, you could stand all through the game because it was always action packed, fun field. There was no room for banter. There was no room for saying you did this, you didn't do that. It's just a good game so far.
John, if you look at the let's talk about the tactics for Arteta because he moving Partey away from that midfield. I think Partey not playing in that midfield. You need that Arsenal lacks some things in that midfield. He played at right, but even though they had injury crisis, so he can't help it. But what do you expect? Do you think that he should just stay at that midfield? Partey should play at that midfield. Find any other player to play at that right back.
That's what I would have done personally. I keep saying it and I keep coming back to that. No matter what happened, I would have started Nkrio and played him alongside Magalhaes, and then I would only drop Partey back to that defense if Magalhaes had to come off, and then maybe because he took a knock yesterday, so I would drop him back then. But by that point in the game, we've dominated the midfield and we've scored a couple of goals because Partey does that for Arsenal. And I still like for that match, I want to just say two key things. One is kudos to Arsenal for the character they showed coming out to play Liverpool, playing them and not playing them in the first half and then in the second half as well too. Secondly, it also highlights two pressing points for Arsenal, and Arteta should look at better judgment rather than being stubborn. Get in a man up front that can do the job,
and then get
in a fullbacks that are naturally in those positions.
Come on, they have fullback. Tomiyasu is injured. Timber, White.
All these people you call now center half. Center half with the combat.
If you put a Tomiyasu side by side with
James,
let's not go to
Ekai Walker. Ekai Walker is fit. You are calling him a fullback. Okay, let's bring it down a bit. Tryon Mings.
No, you are going too low now.
Okay, I'm going too low.
If you put him alongside Alphonso Davies, they are not the same animal.
Tomiyasu is good, but he just gets injured every time. It's just like
it's the same thing about
James is good right back. I think he's the best right back in the Premier League, but injury will not go allow him play football, so you cannot call him the best if you are not playing. But that game ended 2-2 in favor of both teams. Now everybody is trying to fight and win this league against Manchester City, because Manchester City is trying to do, and Pep is trying to do 5 in a row. So the new boy Slot is trying to win the Premier League for the first time. Arteta has been trying to win this league for the past 2 seasons. He has been fighting with Manchester City, but somehow Manchester City knocks them off the title race. Okay, we have comments here on our YouTube before we open the phone line to take calls. Emmanuel Okitibi saying we can't keep calling out the hack and ignore the players. These players are professionals, for goodness sake. Adrian, welcome to the show. He said a team is good as the play style that the manager wants. Okay, that's what he wrote. Then
play style the manager wants.
Oh, okay. A team is good as a play style that the manager wants. Oh, okay, yes, it makes sense. So that's why I keep saying it. If the coach is good, you will see it on the play style. If they play for you with their heart, with their mind, and they understand your play style, you can translate it. Arsenal, even in two years, Arteta translated his mentality and his style. You can see
it in the players.
I think the Ten Hag should find a way to deal with these matters. Emmanuel Okitibi is saying play Partey in the midfield. Let Kiwo play left back and Timber play right back. It was just simple like that. I don't know why he keeps making this thing complicated. So Emmanuel Okitibi is also saying you guys can't sit there and talk down on Tomiyasu. Abba, you guys totally okay. Guy was totally unplayable as a fullback before he got injured. He has always kept Salah silent every time he plays against him. Yes, I know that one, but he has to be fit for you to be the best.
The best fullback in the Premier League for last season and for last 2 seasons is Reece James. But injury no allow him play match. Will you call him the best? You have to put someone else in that list.
Okay, Samuel Johnson is saying, John, Arsenal fullbacks have been delivering up until the injuries recently. And again, you can't play Kiwo and Gabriel because they are both left-sided centre halves. Okay, depending on how you want to see it. But let's see what Arteta is going to be doing with this Arsenal team. That game ended 2-2 that game ended 2-2, and let's see what will happen. Okay, we are going to open the phone lines to get your thought about the English Premier League, what happened throughout the weekend. Tell us what you think, especially your team, if they played well in the weekend. Hello, good morning.
Morning, gentlemen. I just went to studio.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Name and location, please.
Yes, my name is Sonia Vitali, Sibu Tapo Bridge, aka Wanda United.
Okay, what is your contribution?
Congratulations on also. I never hear your voice.
You know, hear my voice, K. Koi, come on, you Irons.
When I try, no daisy.
No, normally. Though the rig election for the match, the rig election, but no wahala.
The fact is that I will congratulate the Kopama. It's not easy because Newcastle is a good team. Because they lost against Brighton, they now come to Stamford Bridge to get a draw, even a win, but Chelsea did their best to make sure they win them. For Manchester United, they are trying. Their coach is a good coach. They're taking away. Maybe next week when we meet them, we now expose them very well.
Right.
Please, I want to know the outcome of Nigeria-Libya, the judgment.
Okay, Nigeria was awarded the 3 points and 3 goals, and Libya was fined $50,000 for what they cost Nigeria, the pain and the thing they cost Nigeria for that fixture.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. But the fact is that they could have they find them like not ban them not to play for 3 or 4 years.
No, that's too much now.
That is too much.
And still on the matter.
That's normal.
So you can
if you actually I think if the players was harmed, like physically harmed, then that might come into play. But let's see what happens again, Sha. I think they are going to appeal it.
They are looking to appeal. They've already submitted an appeal already, so they will have to appeal and they will consider the options of maybe reducing the fine. But for now, the fine stands.
048 5853. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, the studio.
Good morning. Name and location, please.
This is Mr. Steve. I'm from Benue State.
Okay.
It's Ram 50 pounds.
Okay. What's your contribution?
Oh, I get one song where I want to first. Give me 1 minute.
I beg. I know you get 1 minute. I beg. Just talk with you. Want talk? I beg. No vex. Time no go. I beg.
Okay. I thank my team, Chelsea.
Okay.
And my best player for Parma. He was all the 3 points. For Manchester United, I always told them this. That La Power Chelsea started last season. Man United say, I beg Chelsea, give me that Lapa. Chelsea give Man United. Man United go end 18th position.
Okay. Thank you very much. Everybody get that offer. Get beef for.
There's song with this guy wants to sing now as they pain them.
I know
if they sweet us, as they sweet us, or they pain them.
Hello, good morning.
You know go sing them.
Everybody,
Name and location, please.
Yeah, my name is from Elu.
Okay, what's your contribution? Yeah.
Good morning.
Yeah. What was that name? I beg. What is that young man name? I think was some part.
No, sir.
He said that Chelsea will lose or not. That is the. This thing I don't know why. Hey, when I was there, make after my soldiers fans, maybe let's get matches like that. We get them this weekend or Sunday. Then they will chop with him. Papa, they will chop on it.
Okay.
Our to give the something to defend. And congratulations to my club Chelsea for the fantastic victory.
Okay.
They continue. I beg. They give us time for this double trophy.
Okay.
More happy to enjoy.
All right.
Guys.
Thank you very much. Okay, let's move on to the La Liga. The Clasico happened on Saturday. The Clasico that happened on Saturday. Clasico is one of the biggest shows in world of football. That's Real Madrid and Barcelona playing each other. But that game on Saturday ended 4-0 in favor of Barcelona. And that game was played in Santiago Bernabeu. It was a surprising result for everybody, because everybody was thinking that that they are playing at home, you don't lose that much at home for Real Madrid. But these young boys went there and trashed Real Madrid 4-0. John.
It wasn't surprising for me because while everybody was saying that Real Madrid will win it,
John, before you go on to that, I have one comment here on our YouTube about the Arsenal game. And he's saying playing white, Emmanuel is saying playing white there was the best option. Play one area for goodness sake. He is the only creative midfielder now in that side. But Arteta has his own ideas. Okay, let's stay with the La Liga because Lewandowski scored 2.
Yes.
The young boy, the smart young boy Yamal scored 1, and the only guy that keeps fighting for this Barca team, Rafinha, scored the last goal. That game ended 4-0.
Everybody was expecting a blowout for Real Madrid. I remember in the studio here, we were almost at jogger punches here between Nonso and myself. Nonso saying Real Madrid, blah blah blah, I've been dying to do this, and I'm happy it's happening right now because Barcelona trashed Real Madrid down X in their home. Yes, I've been crying for the last 4 or 3 weeks that this Real Madrid side that you are sleeping in games and struggling to come up and nick a win, that there's a fundamental flaw in this side. And even when they won, people will say Real Madrid is this, Real Madrid is that, but you are seeing it. It was well exploited, well exposed, and hopefully now in humility they can go back to the fundamentals, go back to the building blocks and do better because they didn't do better, and we saw it in that game clearly for all to see.
So the first half was even 50. They ended 0-0, but in the second half, Hansi Flick made a tactical change. He moved Lopez, that was an attacking midfielder, put Dijon and moved Pedri forward, and suddenly the whole game changed. And that first goal from Lewandowski, the header from Lewandowski, they kept going on and scoring. Even though Mbappe was caught about 10 times offside in that game. They kept picking him off, and he was 8 and 10
It's the same thing.
It's not the same thing.
And
according to John will tell you 12th and 14th is not the same thing.
The architect himself, Rafinha, disgraced Manuel Neuer. On that's another highlight reel. Did you see how
Bayern Nick now?
So okay, Rafinha himself got on the score sheet, created a goal, and then Rafinha also scored a goal in that match. Lewandowski got 2, and Lamine Yamal. Did you see Lamine Yamal's celebration? A copy of what Cristiano Ronaldo usually does at Real Madrid.
Okay, so if you look at that game, they didn't fire well. I think they missed a couple of chances in the first half. If you look at the Vinicius missed a clear-cut
chance, beating the defenders, then coming into the box,
scoring 2 goals and
3 goals and was ruled out for offside. The first one marginal, we say that, and I keep saying this: if you don't score your goals, if you don't score your chances, you would end up to bite you. And Real Madrid, for the life of me, I don't know why they went on playing their game in the first half, coming at Barca, getting their. I think they got the most chances created of all season. They got the most chances created against Barca in the first half, missing those chances and being ruled out for offside. At some point, there was a pass that Vini made to Kylian Mbappe, and it was before the pass. He told him, "Bro, come back a bit. You're off." He was giving him sign, "You're off." Then instead of my guy to run back a bit, he ran forward instead. And look on whether he understands sign language. They don't understand sign language. He was running forward. Bro was supposed to run backwards to pull the other guy off his position so he can get a pass into that position and outpace the guy to get his goal. But instead, he was still running forward to create more chance between him and the defender. And that was for the second goal and third goal. And whenever Baba was not offside, now this one ain't paying me pass. You are not offside.
You missed the chance.
You missed the chance. One-on-one chance, him and goalkeeper don't do for ground. Put them for up, he put them for goalkeeper leg.
Did you see the one that came off the bar? That was the most heartbreaking one.
Like, you were not offside. Okay, we've known that you've been ruled out for offside 2 times. So now you are not off.
Got all this offside.
Take your time. Take your time. Breathe in, breathe out, score your goal.
Even Lewandowski should have got a hat trick in that game.
He should have got the hat trick too. Yes.
Look at it. When you get on the score sheet, look, and I think the one he missed where he gave the goalkeeper the ball, right at where the goalkeeper was just sitting down on the floor and he gave him the ball there. I was like, bro, you had Catholic space. Like, the space was too big. It was a universe. The time you had was SS. You could at least stand there for 10-15 seconds thinking of what to do with the ball, and no defender would come close to you. For 10 or 15 seconds, which means you had enough space, enough time to think of what you want to do against goalkeeper. You could beat the goalkeeper, you could chip it above the goalkeeper, you could do 150 something other things than play it in the same position where the goalkeeper was at least kneeling. So I think for Real Madrid in this game, they need to go back to the drawing board and see what they want to play like. Now, because we're talking about before this game, it was supposed to be 3 goals and closing up the gap. Maybe a draw would have closed up that gap. Perhaps maybe reduce the 3 goals, because we were expecting Real Madrid to just get a result. A result would have been 1-0 for Real Madrid, or 2-1, or maybe a draw.
John, that point and 6 points. Hansi Flick has been building something
Yes.
with these young boys, and if you look at the way he set up his team, they play all kind of football, counter-attacking football, passing football, gang football.
Yes,
direct. I can't, if I can remember.
Direct.
If I can remember the team that played that goal is when he coached Bayern Munich, when he won the treble.
Yes.
That team was passing, pressing, scoring goals. Then he brought the same mentality. Just this is his first season in the La Liga, and he's performing this magic.
And to color it well, because when you put things in perspective, you see that what Hansi Flick is doing at Barcelona is almost, let me say, is a few molecules away from a miracle, because you are doing this with Nwaka Ndi La Masia.
They have about 5 or 6
Yes.
boys from La Masia that started that game.
And with Iñaki Peña in goal post. So it's a wonderful game. Look at the goal from Lamine Yamal. That was the highlight for me. And Barcelona have a side this season. They have a side. They have 6 points now, and I don't think Real Madrid is catching up anytime soon, because it's only going to get wider and wider unless they can fix it up in time. But if they don't, they can console themselves with another Champions League trophy. While Barcelona go ahead and
I would say this is a marathon, not a sprint, because Real Madrid is stopping now with. Barcelona is stopping now with 6 points. Does not mean Real Madrid cannot close up the gap. There's still time.
Do you think they can close up the gap?
It's possible.
It's possible when you are struggling to win games.
This is still game week 10.
When you are ghosting through games, 89 minutes, 85 minutes,
possible. There are new signings in the side,
and you are happy and celebrating.
There are new signings in the side that they are trying to integrate into the life at La Liga.
Who is that?
The Kylian Mbappe Wahala.
So
I'm happy you are finally agreeing it's a Kylian Mbappe Wahala, because on other conversations, you are playing a fluid front line. How
fluid front line. The tactics for last season worked. The tactics for this season is not working. You have to make it work.
If you look at
until you understand that he needs time to settle well in the La Liga, and this is his first or second big game.
Let me tell you something. Big players is expected to hit the ground.
Thank you.
Ronaldo came in and scored almost 40 goals in the first season.
Yes.
Where Ronaldo dey, Rahul dey. In the commerce.
So Vinicius no dey.
Vinicius no dey.
No, as Ronaldo dey come in as they start. Rahul, he wasn't starting in his first 3 months. That's what I'm saying.
What are you saying?
As a sub, go and check his record. He was not starting
immediately. They're not in that position. Ronaldo came into Real Madrid and was playing steady off that flanks until this man stepped out, and then they moved him into center. So don't come in here and say that. Please, nobody was fighting that position with him. Ronaldo came in and hit the ground running, scoring. It was a flurry of goals, because it was now Ronaldo versus Messi for the Pichichi in La Liga, and that's how it's been too. So it's what should be expected of Mbappe, and that's why I keep saying that Real Madrid are going to have to either make a compromise to bring out the best in Mbappe, and until they make that compromise and settle the issues in their defense, we are going to have more fun games like this to enjoy.
Okay, that game ended 4-0 in favor of Barcelona. Lewandowski could have had a hat-trick, but he missed a whole couple of chances. Mbappe too could have had a hat-trick. They ruled out 3 of his goals, and he missed about 2 chances. Vinicius missed about a couple of chances too. So let's see what they are going to do in the rest of La Liga. Okay, we have some comments here on our YouTube channel about the La Liga, about the Clasico, and Clasico B saying Rafinha is in a new paradise now.
Yes.
He showed Mbappe what tipping goals looks like. If Lewe didn't blow his 2 chances, it would have been 6.
Yes.
Baka are beast in setting offside trap. That offside trap they were setting it was massive. Okay, Finn Hart, welcome to the show. See, did you see the Liverpool game yesterday? Yes, we saw it. It was an interesting game. Emmanuel Okitibi is saying Mbappe is truly playing as an out 9 for the first time in a long time. Allow him play. You guys are calling Mbappe alone. Jude is also not sitting well this season. And Atletico B is saying this reminiscence of Real Madrid with superstars with no trophy. This is the repeat. Vini, Jude, and Mbappe. I know when they did that their first Galactico. It did not work until they need to change some of the things. Okay, this is how we are going to end in today's show. And remember, the MPFL happened in the weekend. I'll give you the result of the MPA. Rangers International is playing today, so they are playing away today. We are going to talk about that. Let's get a prediction for that game. They are going away to Kwara to play in Kwara Stadium. Do you think that Rangers can be winning that game away from home?
I just feel like they need to go there and get a result. Losing that last game was not it. They should go there and get a win.
For me, anything short of a win is not going to cut it for me. So they need to go out and win it.
Okay,
simple.
That game is happening by 4 p.m. today at Kwara. They are playing against Kwara by 4 p.m. Let's hope that Rangers International will go there and get that result. On Saturday night, the Nigerian Flamingos, they lost to USA in the under-17 World Cup, so they are out. They are going home. Sorry about that. They tried their best, but against USA, when it comes to women football, USA, even though under-17 and I said it on this show that they are not a small country, and that game they won against the Flamingos. Nigerian under-17 women are going to come back to Nigeria without that trophy. Okay, this is how we're going to end into today's show. Tomorrow is going to be another day to talk sports. Tomorrow to go and dive into this Clasico team very well and talk about it very well and other games that happen in the top 5 list. Tomorrow we're going to give chances for our callers to tell us what you think about Ten Hag, what you think about the Arsenal game, what you think about your team, because the phone has been buzzing, but I know you want to give us the opinion about Ten Hag. So tomorrow, give us what you think about Ten Hag and Maresca and Arteta. We talk about them throughout tomorrow. Okay, go and have a lovely day. My name is Godwin. I'll be seeing you tomorrow. We talk football every day here, Monday to Saturday on Volt Sports on Volt 104.3 FM. Have a lovely day.
Enugu, and welcome to Volt 104.3 FM, where music meets the voltage. Take a break and enjoy the show.
Now Alex Iwobi gets the ball out to the left-hand side. The delivery comes in. Oh, it's a great goal! Entertainment.